Hello, potato! Today we're trying sweets from foreign lands. The exotic country of, I believe, England? Let me look. I'm sure it says on here. Well, the writing on here is tiny, but it's either the UK or Ireland, so, because those are both mentioned on there, but it is Cadbury Marvelous Creations Jelly Popping Candy. Now, Cadbury is kind of an interesting thing here in the US because it's very hard to get real, proper Cadbury chocolate here. We have American Cadbury is, let's be honest, not as good. I don't think it's made as good a quality of ingredients. And things like the Cadbury cream egg, which is like kind of like the signature Cadbury item in the US, is clearly not the same as it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, the Cadbury cream egg, it cracked open, it oozed. You could like actually crack it open kind of like an egg. And today, it's just like a gritty, solid mass in there. And I believe the ones from like the UK still are liquidy, like the US ones used to be. And that's because I don't think they use even remotely similar, well, I guess they're probably remotely similar, but they don't use the same recipes. And it's such a big deal that I think Nestle has the right to the Cadbury name in the US. This says Mondelez on the back. I don't know if that actually, if Mondelez owns Nestle or not. But there was like about 10 years ago or so, there was a whole big thing about American Cadbury, and I think it's Nestle, just having an absolute fit because people were importing real Cadbury from like the UK and Australia and New Zealand and basically from Europe and European type places. And they were just having a fit because people were going and spending more money to buy real Cadbury and not buying American Cadbury because American Cadbury just isn't as good. It's not bad. It's not the worst chocolate out there or anything, but it's not as good. An American dairy milk is not as good as a UK dairy milk. And they basically like shut down the people that were importing the basic stuff. So I don't know if that's changed or if it's just because we don't have an American version of this. I've never heard of a Marvelous Creations bar before. So maybe this is okay because we don't have an American version to compete against, as we're like the normal dairy milks. We have American counterparts of those. And I guess it was confusing trademarks or something. I guess people were probably like trying the real proper European versions and then trying the American ones and wondering what happened and complaining. So rather than fix the American version, best just to make sure Americans don't find out what it's supposed to taste like. But I saw this one, and I thought that sounded interesting because they have like the picnic bar, I think it's called. It has like raisins in it, and I don't mention that. But jelly popping candy, beattreatwise.net. 1 bar equals 1 portion. And unfortunately, this is very hard to read. 241 calories for a bar. And yeah, it's all very small. If you can read that, I think it's just showing up as white on the camera, so you probably can't, but it's not a health food anyways. But we are going to try it today and check out what sort of popping it, because it kind of looks like jelly beans. So I'm interested to see what the jelly popping candy specifically is. Let's get out our Cadbury, what was it again? Marvelous Creations bar. You'd think I could remember the name for like 10 seconds, but you'd be wrong. And it's still quite warm in here, so it's a little melty. But interesting choice of textures on there. Let's see if we can break off a hunk. Can we see? So it looks like little M&Ms or something in there. There's our little popping candy, I guess. As you can see, it's melting very quickly. Let's give it a sniff first. Wouldn't you know it? It smells like chocolate. It smells like Cadbury chocolate. It smells pretty good. Let's try a popping candy thing here. That's an M&M. That's not jelly. That's like literally just like it's a candy-coated chocolate thing. It's like an M&M. It's an off-brand M&M. All right, well, let's try the whole thing. It feels there's other things in there as well, but nothing I would There's like Pop Rocks in it. I don't know if the microphone's picking that up. So yeah, there's popping candy in there. So am I just misusing or like misinterpreting the word jelly? Is it like a word like pudding is just a word for dessert? Jelly is... Because I mean, this is like Pop Rocks. This is like chocolate Pop Rocks. We did this not too long ago. What did we have? Was it Kit Kat? There was a candy bar we had not too long ago that had basically like Pop Rocks in it. And this basically is like, it's like Pop Rocks and M&Ms in it. It's not bad by any means. But I was expecting, by the word jelly, something almost kind of boba-ish. Oh, it was a Nestle Crunch Bars, wasn't it? It was Nestle Crunch Bars from 4th of July had Pop Rocks in them. Sorry, not Nestle Crunch. Hershey's. They were Hershey's. Because I used them in the s'mores video, too. I don't know if the mic picked that up or not, but yeah, I'm a little disappointed. It's Cadbury chocolate, which is quite nice. It's very rich and smooth and creamy. But it's Cadbury chocolate with like little like M&Ms and Pop Rocks in it, which is not at all what I was expecting. I was expecting like jelly beans, kind of a, like jellies. But again, I think it might just be like a cultural difference in what we call things like biscuits and cookies and crisps and chips and fries and that sort of a thing. I think jelly may just be more of like a generic term then. It is very fast melting chocolate. So yeah, ultimately, it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. My disappointment solely comes from my not knowing what it was going to be. I thought these would be like little jelly things in here, not basically M&Ms and Pop Rocks. I'm not complaining about M&Ms and Pop Rocks, especially not in the lovely, rich Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. It's just not what I thought it was going to be. But hey, we've learned something today, and that's always a good thing. Also, I haven't had like proper imported Cadburys in probably a decade, and so it's just nice to have some of that again too. But yeah, not what I thought it was going to be. I thought we'd have like little jelly popping bits. I don't know how I thought that was going to work. And that's, I think, part of why I was so interested to try it. And yeah, it's just M&Ms and like off-brand M&Ms and Pop Rocks in there. Still, very lovely chocolate. Still a nice experience, just not what I thought it was going to, or I didn't know what I thought it was going to be, but I didn't think it would be this. And on that bit of word salad nonsense, I think we can end this video. It's not much else to say about it. It's a lovely little chocolate bar with Pop Rocks in it. I hope you found it all interesting and entertaining though. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.